Alright, hey y'all. It's, I don't know, 30 degrees outside. Maybe a little bit warmer in my garage. It's fucking cold. And we're gonna replace sway bar bushings and the end links. The end links I've already replaced with these things just to help for a little bit until I could get enough money for the new parts, but these bushings are shot completely. I mean, yeah, they're completely shot. So I'm gonna put that in. Yes, I know it looks like I'm leaking something. I know I am. I don't know where it is. I just want to throw it out there now because I know YouTube's gonna be all over it. Any song that might be in the background is on a radio station. All rights go to the artists and that radio station. So to start, these are the bushings I got. They're made by Energy Suspension. They're greasable. They're polyurethane. They come with the brackets, the bushing, new end links, and some washers. I also got by Daystar. It's a polyurethane grease, so this won't damage the bushings in any way. Getting into it. If you're like me and you have an undercarriage, under suspension, carriage, body protection package, you got a big ass skid plate in the way. So we gotta take this off first. There's 6 15mm nuts, or bolts, sorry. 2 here, and 1 right there. And then same on the other side. There's 1 there, and 2 right there. So we gotta get that off. And then once I get that off, we'll be back and we'll be looking at the sway bar. Off. Here's my sway bar. You can see it connects to end link. End link. So I'm gonna pull these bolts off for the bushings, drop the end links. As you can see, it's kind of nasty up under here. I got an oil leak somewhere, and I have no idea where. But that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to replace the sway bar bushings. The sway bars, it's a 14mm. You will need a wrench for the top. If it's factory, you might not need a wrench. The frame bolts are 10mm. I'm using a deep well because I reached low enough to go below the factory bracket. So we're gonna crank these off. Sure, it doesn't matter if I do links first or frame first, but I'm just gonna work my way around and get this off. Bolts that hold the bracket to the frame have nuts on the top. Now I don't know if these are supposed to spin or if they're supposed to be welded to the frame, but as you can see, mine spin. So if yours spin, should be a 15mm wrench on that nut. And then you just crank them off that way. I got my anti-sway bar down. Definitely easier to do with 2 people because this bar does have some weight to it. Here's my driver's side bushing, or what was left of it. Factory bracket. Other factory bracket. And the passenger side bushing, which fares a lot better than the driver one did. But those are off. Here's the sway bar links. These are actually AutoZone sway bar links. Like I said, my factory one ended up rusting through the bolt, so I had to get these until I could get the Energy Suspension ones. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go prepare the bushings. I'm going to put grease on the inside, and then I wipe down the bar so the bar has a nice clean area for the bushing to go on, and then we're going to put it back on. The bushing's nice greased up. The bracket's greased up inside and out. It came with a grease gun, but turns out I don't actually know how to use one of those, so I just put it on with my hands. I'm gonna put the bushings on. I'm gonna put the sway bakes on off camera because it's the same as taking them off. You just tighten the bolts instead of loosen them. So I'm gonna do that right now. Everything's all tightened up, both sides. One thing I want to point out about this energy suspension kit is that on this side the bushing closes that gap, the gap to get it over the bar, but on the other side there's a gap, and it's like that on the other bushing as well. I did order there were two different sizes. There was a 28mm and a 33mm, I believe. I got the larger of the two sizes, and it was designed for this truck. I don't know if it's just more because the location, it's starting its curve that gap is there, or what. I'm sure it'll be okay. I don't know any issues that could be caused from that. You can see my polyurethane motor mounts also from energy suspension. Those have been amazing. They are so durable. I mean, those stock motor mounts, the rubber ones, I've probably ripped 5 of those in half in a month. Those have lasted forever. So anyway, back to the bushings. I got the sway bar links on, the bushings on. Make sure you put that spacer in, it's important. So yeah, it was a pretty easy job. It's just put the skid plate back on, take it for a test drive. Something someone can do on their own, but I would recommend at least 2 people just to help hold the bar. I was able to hold it with my knees, but it was kind of awkward to hold with your knees. So that the kit came with 4 washers. I put those washers on the frame bolts between the frame bolt and the bracket. You can kind of see it sticking down right there. There were no specific instructions on those washers, so I assumed that's where they went, and they fit over those frame bolts perfectly. So that's where they went, on only the bracket frame bolts. The sway bar links, the end links should come somewhat pre-assembled in the package. They did for me, at least. So that's that. Good, easy, nice and fun. Next big project for me, figure out where the hell all this oil's coming from. Be nice to know, so I could fix that. I mean, it's fucking everywhere, man. And it's not coming from at least the oil filter, it's coming from somewhere up. But it's for another time and another day. Thanks for watching, hope I helped. See ya.